Hello, this is Chris, sipping on something, gin and juice. I don't know what it is. It's not gin and juice. Is it just coffee?
Yeah, just coffee with a little bit of unsweetened almond milk.
Ooh.
That sounded really douchey.
Well, look
Half and half. Little thing.
Chris is sipping on coffee. I'm just mad. I've got nothing to sip on. Empty-handed, empty-sipped. But we are back to do another bracket breakdown of a matchup in our Worst Things bracket. Again, our Worst Things matchups have been posted for you to vote on TikTok, Twitter. We refuse to acknowledge it by a single letter. It's not even a real letter. Nobody ever uses it.
It's the worst letter.
And YouTube is one. I wouldn't give it the worst letter.
No.
Would you? Since we talking about worst things,
I would give it the worst letter.
You would give X the worst letter.
I would give it the most useless letter because E-C-K-S. X.
Sure.
That's how you would spell that. And any place X is, you could just...
You could use those letters.
And 25. There should be 25 letters, no X.
Oh.
It just sounds... 25. Why 26?
I remember thinking about my worst letter. I don't think I'd pick X though. But we're in terms of worst things, we're talking about a matchup here. Like I said, we've been posting our matchups to have you to help us determine what is the worst thing from our bracket that we've chosen. We tried to steer clear of like really, really touchy major events or like things that we all kind of acknowledge are really bad because we didn't want to sort of like make light of those things and have them go up against sort of like everyday inconveniences.
Yeah.
Such as some of these things in this matchup today. The number 6, Hiccups. Oh no. Coming down with them. You ever think you could like fake hiccups and accidentally give yourself real hiccups? You worried that might happen?
I don't know.
I
don't know if you'd ever try it. But
no, I don't think that happens. It's one of those things where like when you try to... I don't know. Yeah. But number 6, yeah, we need like a scientist to like...
It's
our
like a
hiccups.
diaphragm thing. Diagram.
Yeah, diagram. Yeah, sure, yeah. Like diagram spasms. Like,
it's like Twitch or something. Yeah.
So Hiccups is going up against Unwanted Body Hair. Number 11 seed.
As a couple of guys in their 30s, kind of approaching the late 30s, we're learning a thing or two about that body hair popping up in places you never thought you haven't.
I'm hairless, as you can see, so I have not experienced a lot of unwanted body hair.
Yeah.
Do you want to start off? Any thoughts on either of these, both of these, how you voted? What's driven you crazy?
Yeah, so the unwanted body hair is very undesirable. I don't have a lot of it, truthfully. I have I feel like a regular amount of leg hair for a dude.
I'd agree.
You know, the regular, your first puberty, whatever.
Is there a second one?
The pits. Apparently when it comes in on your ears and on your back.
No.
That's it. I got a couple stragglers on my back. The chest hair and the beard. I can't grow a beard.
Never came in.
I could grow a stash, no beard, and I have 24 chest hairs. And it goes up by 1 chest hair per summer. I count. And it doesn't really come into my ears too bad. The nose I feel like is the worst. Because here's what I found about the nose. You could get your nose hair trimmer and get rid of it. But then I don't want to get grabbed. But then, one weird side effect of that is when I'm showering, water goes up my nose easier. So I feel like it serves a purpose, but then when it gets out of control, it looks like, Robin Williams knuckles. But for me, I don't like the hiccups. I don't like having the hiccups. It, especially when you get the painful ones, when you kind of either burp or swallow when a hiccup's coming up and you have that perfect storm and it doesn't know where to go. But my least favorite thing about the hiccups is when someone near you has the hiccups and it doesn't stop. So you find yourself just waiting for the next one. If you ever slept near someone that snores, you can't sleep because and then when they're not snoring, you're just waiting on that next one, and just the anger is building up and up. Maybe it's just me, but
that's a great comparison because I don't think I've experienced it with the hiccups. But as soon as you said snoring, yeah, it's just I also imagine it's if you had a leak and you just heard a drip drop of water, but it wasn't at a steady rate. It would be similar. It would just drive you insane.
Yeah, it's the non-steady rate. Because if it's a consistent sound, that's
you
fine.
can white noise it.
Yeah,
at some point.
white noise it, fan, whatever you got to do. But the hiccup, I found I struggle with it because you feel for the person with it. You do. Because it's probably, it's worse for them having them than it is for you as like a bystander. But I don't know what it is. It's like, it's just, the snoring is the closest I can compare it to.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're trying to sleep during it, but yeah, if you're in the office and you have someone hiccuping, then it kind of follows the same pattern. They hiccup and then they acknowledge you like, oh, sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like, just leave the room, and then they do a few more.
It's screwed.
A few more, and then they get a like comment on it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, but what are you guys doing? And I would end all hiccups if I would probably end hiccups before I would end, racism in America. Like, hiccups gotta go.
If you were a scientist, you're donating all the money for science to work on a cure for hiccups.
Yeah, it can't be that hard because, it seems like a muscle twitch in there, and
or at least like something that you could like, just a quick injection, just like tighten up your diaphragm muscles, and like, you ain't getting any stuff going on there.
Right.
Like a pill to swallow.
Yeah, one thing I will say, sorry to cut you off.
No.
This came into me. There is a hiccup cure that I've been able to find that eradicates them every single time. So, my buddy Dan Porter, shout out Dan Porter, show me this one, Porter.
Yeah.
You get like a mouthful of water. I'll demonstrate. It looks kind of silly. You take a big gulp of water, you hold it in your mouth, and then you plug your ears and your nose at the same time. That's the part that looks kind of silly. And then you swallow 3 times. And then if it doesn't do it, you do it again, then kind of repeat till they're gone. So you do.
We're gonna see it actually. Hiccup cure. Right. So swallows there. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Keep swallowing, and then you do that over and over again. So if you ever got the hiccups, give it a try. I know it works on some, doesn't on others. So.
Yeah, I remember some of those things that like. When I was in grade school, it was like if you get the hiccups, if you tilt your head sideways or like go upside down and like plug your nose and drink water from the water fountain, it'll like cure hiccups. And I was like, oh cool. And I'm sure I tried that as a kid. I was like, I don't think it worked. Hiccups. I feel like I haven't had them in so long. It's gonna jinx it for sure. I'm gonna have them in the next week, and they're gonna be like the worst they've been in like years. But hiccups, I would agree, are not pleasant to have or to listen to, but I can survive with them. They just seem like a thing that happens. Unwanted body hair is also a thing that happens, but some are just like minor inconveniences, like you just little tweezer here, like little single hairs up above your beard line and stuff like that. But then there's like hair in places that like you're gonna have to take clipping shears to. This is a big job. You're gonna need a crew to come in. You're gonna need mirrors reflecting off of mirrors to see things. And then it's also like, well, body hair is like this weird like cultural thing where like some people are like, yeah, no, body hair there is good. You want it, and it looks weird if you don't. And then they'll be like, no, ew, gross. Body hair there, like. So. I'm going unwanted body hair. It's not the worst thing. These are 2 things that like whoever wins should probably get knocked out of the next round against whatever they're going up against. But I'm gonna go unwanted body hair because I feel like it impacts me more on a consistent basis. Hiccups maybe comes around once every couple of weeks, if not even longer. Unwanted body hair is like every couple of days. I'm like, there's something that's sprouted. You just don't take care of it that often. And maybe that's my problem. Maybe I should be more proactive in getting rid of it. But any waxers or any laser hair. I mean, there's literally, that's interesting though. There's like laser hair removal to like permanently remove hair, but there's no laser hiccup removal.
No, there should be. That's science. Get on that.
So that's, I think, what you're going for. You're like, we need laser hiccup removal.
Yeah. One point in the body hair column, there's always the problem of the growth back.
Yep.
When it grows back, it's never pleasant.
No.
It's itchy.
Ooh,
It's just kind of uncomfortable. So that's something I didn't consider until now.
Well, I'm going body hair. Chris sticking with hiccups. How did our arguments do? We're gonna pretend like we're like trying to convince you in this video, and maybe you are. Maybe you came in here thinking one thing, and maybe we changed your mind, or maybe you're like, that guy feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
But you all got to vote on this ahead of time because we put these polls up, like I said, on all of our social media, and we know which you think is the worst thing. Chris, which is worse between Hiccups and Unwanted body hair?
Well, the thing that's moving on to the second round is Hiccups.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
body hair lost in the
Can't
first round.
believe it.
Huge bummer. It was close.
Yeah,
but
this big.
Hiccups moving on. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it doesn't have a good chance in the second round, whatever it faces.
Yep. We'll see you then.